Muscle cars weren't just vehicles, they were rebellion on wheels. Born in the golden age of horsepower, they roared through history with oversized engines, wild styling, and zero apologies. But somewhere along the line, the noise faded. Names like Riviera GS, GNX, and Charger Daytona slipped into silence. Or did they? Because now we're rolling back the garage doors on the 10 greatest muscle cars of all time. Machines that shook the pavement and rewrote speed limits. These are forgotten legends with shocking specs, and cars that were faster than Ferraris. Hit the like and subscribe for updates, and let's dive in. Buick Riviera GS. In 1963, Buick truly shook up the luxury car world by introducing the Buick Riviera. The Riviera wasn't just pretty, it was fierce. Sleek lines, a bold grille, and under the hood, the mighty 425 cubic inch nailhead V8. But the 1965 Riviera GS took it a step further. 360 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque, and a 0 to 60 time of just 7.2 seconds, with a staggering top speed of 130 miles per hour. That's Ferrari fast for the era. Buick wasn't playing around. This car wasn't some chrome-laden couch, it was an American GT aimed squarely at Europe. The Riviera GS also had a revised suspension and sportier handling, which made it one of the most balanced big cars, and that's why it's on our list deserving a comeback. Buick had swagger, and the Riviera GS proved it. Next on the list is Ford Torino. The Ford Torino began as a Fairlane model, but evolved into a powerful mid-size car. It packed strong engines, including an impressive 370 horsepower option. The result? Quarter-mile times around 14.5 seconds, and a top speed of 140 miles per hour in some models. The Torino was never as flashy as a Chevelle SS, but it didn't have to be. It had the brawn and looked clean doing it. The Gran Torino Sport added muscle styling, but the Cobra version of the car was where things got serious. Muscle car fans still dream of a retro return. Chrysler leather cars. Let's rewind to the 1950s when Chrysler was creating powerful, elegant cars long before muscle car was a term. Their leather series began in 1955 with the C300, packing 300 horsepower from an early Hemi engine. Each year added a new leather and more power. By 1957, the 300C hit 375 horsepower, and the 1963 300J could reach 142 miles per hour. These heavy, rare, and fast cars were built in very limited numbers, fewer than 1,000 annually, making them highly collectible. They weren't just stripped-down racers, they were luxurious beauties with incredible torque. As Chrysler looks for identity, revisiting these powerful leather cars seems timely. Now, onto Buick's own powerhouse, the GS455, the brand's biggest flex. Buick wasn't supposed to be this fast, but the 1970 GS455 changed everything. Packing a monstrous 455 V8 with 510 pound-feet of torque, it hit 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds, quicker than a Chevelle SS454. It subtly blended luxurious leather and wood with brutal power, truly a beast under its calm shell. The optional Stage 1 package boosted it further with 360 horsepower. This was a sophisticated muscle, and its 10 miles per gallon fuel economy was clearly no concern for buyers. Next, let's talk about Chevy's take on muscle luxury, the Monte Carlo. It was launched in 1970 as Chevy's answer to personal luxury, but it had teeth. Based on the Chevelle, it brought a big body swagger with a V8 attitude. The top-tier SS 454 packed a massive punch. 450 pound-feet of torque and a 0 to 60 time around 6.5 seconds. Most buyers chose smaller V8s like the 350 or 396 for comfort, but Chevy made sure power was always an option. And while the Monte evolved into more of a cruiser later on, its early years were pure Detroit muscle with flair. It ran all the way through 2007. Muscle fans still imagine it being reborn with rear-wheel drive and an LS swap from the factory. Next, let's see how Ford surprised the world with a turbocharged Thunderbird nobody saw coming. For a second, just forget what you know about the Thunderbird. In the late 80s, Ford gave it a wild twist, the Turbo Coupe. It ditched V8s for a 2.3-liter Turbo 4 and a manual transmission. Sounds tame? Not at all. It made 190 horsepower, hit 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds, and topped out at 143 miles per hour. That's faster than many V8s of the day. It borrowed tech from the Mustang SVO and came loaded with performance gear. Lightweight, aerodynamic, and way ahead of its time. In today's world of turbocharged EcoBoosts, the Turbo Coupe's return would make perfect sense. Next, let's dive into the dark horse of the 80s, the legendary Buick GNX. This isn't fiction. The 1987 GNX was faster than a Ferrari 328. Buick built this blacked-out powerhouse that hit 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds thanks to a turbocharged 3.8-liter V6 pumping 300 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. It was absolutely menacing. Top speed, 124 miles per hour, quarter mile in 13.4 seconds. It came with a 4-speed automatic and was so fast that many GNX owners reportedly street raced for profit. At nearly $30,000 new, it wasn't cheap, but it earned its rep. Today, GNXs are collector gold. If Buick brought back that kind of boldness, we'd be all in. Next up is the 7-liter Ford you've probably never heard of, and it's time to change that. In 1966, Ford quietly built a sleeper. They took a Galaxy stuffed in a 428 cubic inch V8 with 345 horsepower and 459 pound-feet of torque and called it the 7-liter. It had the muscle of a dragster with the manners of a luxury car. Bucket seats, heavy-duty suspension, and loads of chrome came standard. It was a 1-year-only model, which makes it rare today. Top speed? Unofficially, well north of 120 miles per hour. It was a response to Chevy's Impala SS, but with more elegance and exclusivity. A rebirth with today's Mustang tech and luxury touches could steal headlines all over again. Now brace yourself, because next is the most extreme aero car of the muscle era, Dodge Charger Daytona. Built for one reason: speed. The 1969 Charger Daytona was a NASCAR homologation special with outrageous aero. That nose cone and giant rear wing weren't just for show. It became the first car to break 200 miles per hour in NASCAR. In fact, one nearly stock version hit 217 miles per hour. Dodge only made 504 units. Most had 440 V8s, and a lucky few got the 426 Hemi. But talking about modern developments, Dodge has revived the name for EVs. The 2025 Daytona Scat Pack makes 670 horsepower with PowerShot boost and hits 134 miles per hour. It's loud, fast, and wild even without gas. But the original still reigns as a muscle car legend. And next one is the Mercury Cougar, the Mustang's suave cousin with a bite. You can say it was a Mustang of old times. The Mercury Cougar made its debut in 1967. It rode on a stretched Mustang platform and only came with V8s. The top-spec Eliminator models packed up to 320 horsepower, and when modified, some clocked 205 miles per hour. That means the Cougar had a presence with its hidden headlights, clean lines, and muscle underneath. Later, XR7 versions added luxury, while the 1990s and 2000s models dialed up efficiency with up to 34 miles per gallon highway. But enthusiasts miss that early Cougar vibe. Luxury muscle done right. Will we be able to see a 2025 Cougar based on the new Mustang platform? It's the perfect time for Mercury Cougar to get some respect. We've just seen 10 of the boldest machines America ever built, each one a muscle car milestone showcasing big blocks, boosted turbos, winged warriors, and turbocharged underdogs. From Buick's blacked-out GNX Assassin to Ford's one-year wonder, the 7-liter. From NASCAR-engineered Chargers to luxury classical legends that hit 140 miles per hour like it was nothing. Every one of them had an attitude. Every one of them deserves a second chance. So, which one of these icons do you want to make a comeback? And which other muscle cars do you think should be on the list? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, give us a like and make sure to subscribe for upcoming videos. See you in the next one.